Yes, I'm sure. Can we start? May I know what's your name, and would you like to start talking while other people join? Can you hear me? All right. So, can you also talk, or is it only I can talk here? Okay, it's only one way. All right. So we'll wait for some more people to join, right? Okay. We have. Hey, hi, Sahil. How are you doing? So good to see you here. So maybe we start talking about Roma and Sahil, right? And so that you guys have something useful coming out of this session. Absolutely, absolutely a pleasure to see you, Sahil. So maybe Roma, you want to kick off with a question? What should we answer? And I want to keep it more in the form of a question answer session. So Sahil and Roma, if you have any questions, we could start. Okay, maybe we can wait for some more time, or and I'm happy to repeat. Don't worry about repetition. If the question comes again, I can always answer that again. Not a problem. So tell me, Sahil, what do you do? We are meeting for the first time, right? I know Roma. So Roma works is working as an intern with me, and she's instrumental in creating this meeting. Oh, so very young actually. Actually, I really admire people like you, Sahil, who are very early in life. At even at 12th, you are starting to connect on YouTube, learn about brand management. Wonderful. So you must be now getting into your graduation, your undergraduation, right, Sahil? Oh, good. BBA is a good stream to do, and I'm sure after BBA you would do your MBA, right? CA is right. It's like so BBA, CA, CAT, and then MBA. Now, good route to take. In fact, yeah, CAT exam. I got that. First, I saw CA, but then I say CAT, CAT exam. Yeah, got that right. CA, CA is totally different, obviously. CA is another route, which is a uh, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's start discussing why brand management should be a good career options. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my views on why is brand management a good career option. See, okay, so let's look at this. I mean, typically there are two kinds of companies, broadly two kinds of companies. There are companies that work on, totally cost driven companies like Reliance Group, uh, Mukesh Ambani's companies. Now, their whole philosophy, their whole way of competing in the market is to produce goods at the lowest possible cost, right? And then they offer the lowest possible price for the commodity products, and that's what Dhirubhai Ambani did. That's what Mukesh Ambani does today. And as a result of that, their offer is you get the same product, but anytime my cost is lowest in the market. So why go anywhere else? And that's the kind of offer. And they're successful. Now, in these companies, brand management has a very little value. On the other side, there are companies like Johnson and Johnson who offer differentiated products, products that are superior, better, and they charge a premium for that. They charge significant premiums. And if I were to tell you at a point of time, with Johnson and Johnson, our baby soap was priced almost like 100% more than competitor. So when you have this kind of companies that offer superior value and superior pricing, that's where the brand management has of great value. Because what brand management does, it differentiates you from the companies and other competitors, and helps you uh, command that kind of premium and market share that you can command. So that's where in these companies, typically it is the brand managers who ultimately head the company. So the top management basically happens from the people who are marketing. So, so the brand management has a great value specifically for such companies that are driven by the differentiation strategy. Any comments, questions? Right. So Sahil has a question: how product management influence your life today? Uh, See, product management, if you look at it, teaches you and tells you how to generate demand. If you look at any company, it has many people, many functions to be performed. Now, it has people who produce, people who buy, people who sell. Now, all that cannot happen till you generate the demand. So, product management as a function, product and brand management as a function, learning about that tells you how to generate demand. That's a core difference. A sales guy cannot generate demand. He can sell, he can supply, he can negotiate and close. But if you have to generate mass demand, then it is the product management. So, having learned product management and done the product management in my life earlier, has helped me learn how to generate demand. Now, generating demand is not easy. There are so many variables in generating demand that you need to figure out, and it is a lot of deeper insights into the customers, into the market, into your own product that can help you generate the demand for your products that you have. So basically, a product management tells you, teaches you, makes you a person who can generate the demand. And anyone who can generate a demand, I would say, would broadly be in a lot of demand himself or herself. So that's the predominant thing. Uh, and now I'm 65, so I have reached a stage where I now teach and coach people about how to do it rather than generating demand myself. And so those are the main things that you can do with product management. So that's how it influences my life today. Now I do teaching, coaching of what I've learned, including product management, and that's what we are here to talk about today. Does that answer your question, Sahil? By and large, you could say that product management has. See, if we go to the genesis of product management and the function, it started uh, earlier. The business people managed their own products themselves, and there was a point of time in the economy where the supply was not more than demand. They were producing, people producers or less. Mass production was not there. People produced small quantities based on what the customers needed. Life a little simple, and that time neither marketing nor product management had great value. Now, with the industrial revolution, lot of production came. Companies could produce, entrepreneurs could produce mass quantity, like Ford did with his Ford Model T. And with that came the condition or a situation in which the supply was lot more than demand. And that's where you needed to further generate the demand to meet the supply that was available. And initially, all the business people did on their own. If they had a business, they managed the brand and product management by themselves, right? Now, as the time progressed and they had multiple businesses, they had difficulties in managing the several of the products, several of businesses that they had. And that's where they started putting product managers in charge of each of the businesses. So product management as a function has been a function that is very close to the general management. You are, as a product manager, a mini general manager for a business, a small business, a product line. And that's how it started. So the business people, business managers, or the owners started putting different people in charge of the different brands or products and held them responsible like a business person. They held them responsible for sales, they held them responsible for market share, they held them responsible for profits. So a product manager is ultimately is like running a small business yourself. So it's and that requires a lot to do with generating the demand in today's world. Supply has its own side. You need to be able to let's say make profits. You need to supply against the demand to make revenue and profits. But the main thing is that it is today's environment where there's so much more supply. It is dependent. The critical function in a business is to generate demand. Unless you are a kind which offers lowest costs like Mukesh Ambani or the Reliance Group does. There are many companies who do that successfully. But there you don't need product management. Management is needed with the companies where you have a product that is priced little more than competitors to keep up with your cost as well as to make better profits. So that's in nutshell. It's a lot more than generating demand, but that's the focus. If I were to tell you, product management is about running the business of that brand or product that is assigned to you, and the critical piece in that is generating demand. How do you get more customers? How do you generate the demand from existing customer more? That is the critical piece. Any comments, questions, Sahil and Roma? Sure. So the question that Roma has is how are product and brand management different and are they similar? Okay. Now, the nomenclatures are misleading because I would say you cannot have a product management without having a brand. Because if you are basically a product without a name of a brand like a salt, if you're selling salt unbranded, then you don't have a brand. You can sell a product unbranded, but ultimately, to know that it is your product, you will have to put a brand name there. So, a product and brand are integrated, are integral to each other. If you want to sell something that you own and that is different from others, or you want to keep it different from others, you need to brand it. You need to say Arun Singhal's live session, right? Now, that Arun Singhal is the brand here, the live session is the product here. So, and now in product and brand management, though, there are differences. Now, if you go back to how do you successfully market your product, and I'm going to get into a little bit of classical theory, there are two basic things that you need to do. One is for your product, which is branded product. So you always sell branded product. You need to find the right target customers, and then you need to develop a value proposition, communicate to them. Now, in doing that, you need to create a product or keep the product updated, and you need to create a brand. Now, let's understand what is a brand. Brand basically means the association with the product that comes to your mind. Like Johnson and Johnson, is it like, oh, it's a trusted product? So the trust comes naturally with Johnson and Johnson. Now, if you go to, let's say, I will go on a little. If you take another product like Anil Ambani's Reliance, trust will be missing there completely. They have done enough practices that leave customers not to associate trust with them. So it is the words associated with your product that form the brand, right? And the experience of using the product. What kind of memories does it evoke in customers' mind? Is it safe? Is it safe for my baby? Is it good quality? Does it really deliver product benefits? So that's brand. And the product is the product. It's like a Johnson's baby powder if you're talking about. So if you talk of Johnson's baby powder, Johnson's baby is the brand and baby powder is the product. Johnson baby is the brand and powder is the product. And typically, if you look at in a company, a product manager would be handling Johnson's baby powder, and another would handle Johnson's baby soap. So these are branded products. They have elements of a product and they have a brand. Now, now the difference is that as a product manager, you really don't spend so much time in a brand because your brand is a common property. So in Johnson and Johnson, we used to have marketing managers who were responsible for the brand. So there was a Johnson's Baby brand manager or group product manager who has the responsibility of building the right associations with all the products under the Johnson's Baby name. So that's how they are different. Now, how are they similar? Now, both of them drive on achieving the revenues. Both of them work on making sure that the business is profitable of that branded product, right? And you need to communicate to your customers about your brand value as well as your product value. Now, brand will have a different value, product could be a different value. A Johnson's baby powder product could be that, oh, it's the finest powder made from more coarser powders, so that is safer for your baby. Now, that is the product benefit you're communicating. And a brand benefit will be the safe product, the safest product for the babies, and a trusted product would be the brand value. So, both communicate value to the customers, both help you build the value, and they work in tandem, they work together. You can never segregate a product and a brand unless you're a commodity product. So, in a commodity product, you don't have a brand at all. But I would even venture to say, even there, I mean, Reliance is the brand, right? Now, the Reliance of Mukesh Ambani versus Reliance of Anil Ambani have different brand values. So one can be trusted. One can be trusted that they will continue to honor their word. They will continue to supply their product at the cheapest possible cost. They will honor their commitments. But in other Ambani, you may not be so sure of. So ultimately, as I see, as I'm talking to you, the brand and product are linked to each other like two hands, right? To go together. So you can't segregate them, but they work in tandem. Any more questions? Sahil, Sahil and Roma, you are the sole audience today, so you are getting undivided attention. So ask any questions you have, and whenever you think we need to close the session, I'm happy to do that. Sure, Sahil. So guide to become a future manager. Now, so management is a good stream to get into. Yeah, thank you, Sahil. So management is a good thing to get into. Now, see, you are doing you've done your 12th, you'll be doing your BBA now, and then CAT and then MBA. Now, what you need to decide is first, what is the best career for me in management? You could have a career in sales, you could have career in marketing, in operations and supply chain, in analytics these days, in data analytics, in HR, in finance. So there are these conventional career options available to you as a future manager, right? Now, if you want to become, so first you need to decide what is the best career for me. And in fact, I have a separate course on how to make the right career choice. Leave a message for me somewhere, wherever you can, Sile, and happy to give you a free coupon where you can see how to go about choosing the right career. The course's name, and for people like you who are just getting into undergraduation, how do I make the right career choices? And it lays out the whole process of how do you make the right career choice. So that's what I should be that you should learn. And to give you some idea of what you need to do, there is, it has four basic steps. First, you need to decide what are your career objectives. See, career is a part of life, right? It's not the only thing in life. You have family, you have society, you have your money or whatever. So life consists of many things. Now, in this, career is one part. So you need to decide in my life, what is the objective? What do I want to get out of my career? And so that's what you need to decide. So that it outlines how can you decide your career. And the principle ultimately is that you should decide what do I want in my life. Sit down and decide. Talk to people. So you need to decide what is it that I want out of my career for my life. Once you decide what your career objectives are, what you want to achieve in life from your career, then you need to list your options. Now, you're doing BBA, so your options are relatively easy, right? Sales, marketing, data analytics, HR, finance, operations, or any other thing in the management that you can do. So that's how, and then what you need to do is you need to evaluate these options and say which option would help me meet my career objective best. And there's a methodology that is given in that course that you can use. So once you have that, then you kind of evaluate this and say, okay, this seems to be my good choice. Now, first thing we need to remember that it takes a while to understand clearly what is the right career for you. So you make a starting choice and you should be comfortable with that because nothing is final in life. There's a great friend I had working in Johnson and Johnson called Mr. Team Venkatesh. We used to call him TMV. He says, Arun, there's nothing is final in the life other than birth and death. And he was truly right. So your career choices would never be final. I mean, I had never thought I would start my own business at the age of 49. I thought always work in my corporate career, but at time came, situation came that I started building my own business at the age of 49. So be flexible in life and decide tentatively, look at that course, learn, and it has that course also has assignments. If you do those assignments, it will help you discover what is the right career choice for you. And there you could do those assignments, get my feedback. We'll be happy to connect over a Google Meet to discuss how you're progressing there. And the whole purpose of that is to help you make a right career choice. So that's how you can decide what is the right. So don't worry about becoming a what manager, but decide it right now. What you need to decide, what should I do? I've chosen to be a manager now. Now within that, what is the right career for me? And the three things work out, three fundamental principles that can help you make these choices. You need to see where do I have my passion? What is the area that I lose time? I mean, if I keep working, the time just stops being ticking. So it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I don't even know when the time passed. So that's what passion. So where do you have the passion? Like Bill Gates has passion in computing. I remember I reading somewhere that when he used to go work in the garage, the whole night he used to keep working on the computing, right? So that's where is your passion. Second, where are your some initial abilities? What are the things that you can do better than others? For me, example, I'm reasonably good in maths. I'm quick in maths. So I'm a mathematical capabilities, analytical capability. Not so creative. I dreaded designs. I dreaded drawings. I got a D in two subjects in my career, drawing and literature. I'm not good cut out for those artistic things. The third thing you need to say is which of value, what will bring you more value. So rate these career options on Where do you have passion? Where do you have your capabilities, or you can build capabilities? And what will bring value to your career? So these are the fundamental principles from that course. And take a look at that in that course. Connect with me. Happy to give you a free coupon to look at that and learn from there and help you decide your future career. Right. Anything else, Roma and Sahil? Okay. One, you can connect with me very easily. One best way is to look for Arun Singh. Are you on LinkedIn, Sahil? If you are on LinkedIn, send me just a connecting request on LinkedIn. That's the best place to connect. Otherwise, you can also connect with me. I'll write down my email ID here. You can connect me there also. Enrichmenters@enrichmenters.in. No, you don't need to install Sahil, but LinkedIn is a good place for people who want to make a corporate career. So you just need to enroll. You need to register in LinkedIn and connect there. It's a build your profile there, and that will be a good place to be. Right. Any other questions? All right. So that's a great question. How to enter a brand management if you do not have an MBA? What would be career path look like? That's a good question. And see, so the path. So if you look at, let's look at where there is no path and where there is a path. So one is if you look at large companies, corporate companies, established companies, they would not take an MBA, non-MBA into brand management. Even in they even the MBAs that take into brand managements are, like after uh, putting them through fire of sales management drill. Hindustan Unilever, like, it doesn't take brand managers directly. You will become a management trainee. They will put you a couple of years in sales or any other function, and then they will take you based on your aptitude into brand management. So the path is where is the path? The path is in startups. People who cannot afford to, brand managers are expensive. Brand managers are expensive. So the smaller companies and the startups can't afford to take MBA brand managers. And you don't need, in technical companies, in the companies that are driven more by product innovations, you need brand managers who are more technical, who are more engineering oriented or technical. Uh, and there, what you need to do is you need to see how you can get, and you need to learn about brand management, do some internships. And once you do the internships, you will get a real understanding, real life experience of what the brand management is, apart from reading in the books and in the video lectures. And then you reach out to the startups or technical companies. And in fact, there is a route that we are discussing for engineers, which can be applied here with one person, another person who's working with me as intern. So the same question: how can an engineer become a product manager or brand manager without doing an MBA? So there is a route possible. One is to understand and do some real good online courses on brand management, so you know what brand management is and how can you go about. Do an internship, so you have some credibility. Couple of internships, I would say 2 to 3 internships in product and brand management where you really learn. And then what you do is you reach out with to these startups and technical companies. And the whole approach there is, hey, sir, I know you're looking for people who can help you build great products. And I'm a technical person. In your arena, I can innovate, I can put the brand management principles to build better products for you to build your business. And then you connect with them, work with them, and you start get and then once you enter the product and brand management stream and you spend a couple of years, then you can of course try the bigger companies. So that would be a route to get into brand management if you are not an MBA at this point of time. So does that answer your question, Prabhu? Shall we say last question or shall we wind up this session? If you have any questions, happy to answer that now or later. How should we know? There's a question from Roma saying, how should we know what a brand manager's salary in the startup company would be like so that we can negotiate? Uh, okay, let me take Roma's question first. See, my approach would be don't worry about the salary right in the beginning because you can't influence that. There is saying that you should know what is your locus of influence. So the salary that you can get as a brand manager in the beginning is not what you can control. You can check from another one, and you do not have those credentials right in the beginning if you do not have MBA to ask for the salary that you want. So I would say stay away from negotiating. You can look around and see. You can approach different companies and see who offers the best. So approach many companies, many startups, talk to them, and then you figure out what offers the salary. More important than salary as a starting brand manager is to get the right place to work, right job. I mean, what would you do if you got a good salary but the work is pitch actually? Work is not of a brand manager kind that you would enjoy. So I like you to focus on doing the good real brand management work rather than worrying about the salary right at the beginning. So that's one answer for you. Right, Sahil, let's go to your last question. Sure, happy to be there, Sahil. Not a problem. Just connect with me on email and or you don't have email ID, connect on LinkedIn and happy to give help whatever I can do. As you will see on my LinkedIn profile, mentoring future talent like you is the purpose of my life. So happy to mentor you. Right. So is that the last question? Shall we close this session? Because I think I don't think we will have more people coming in today. So Yeah, maybe we can have another session. So good connecting with you, Roma and Sahil. Sahil, connect with me on email and connect. Uh, it doesn't matter where are you from, Sahil. What matters is where you want to go. And my belief is people who are from difficult places in difficult situation, they have a lot more drive to do well in life. And all of us have come from very humble backgrounds, so as to say. So good connecting with you, Roma and Sahil. Thank you so much for being in this live session. Stay connected and let me know of anything I can do. Right? Thank you very much. I'm going to close this session now. Thank you, Roma. Thank you, Sahil.